as Sarawak transitions into a high-income, high-skilled industry by 2030, there is a pressing need for the right workforce with the relevant skills, knowledge, as well as work experience. Cheryl.
Yes, and Douglas. And for Sarawak to achieve its vision and goal to be a high-income state by 2030, estimating 500,000 skilled workers is needed to cater to an estimated total of 1.2 million in its workforce. And for that, yes, that's definitely a lot. And for that as well, Douglas, hampering on that, the Graduate Enhancement Training Sarawak program by Scope here aims to actually equip young professionals with the tools that they need to thrive in a competitive market, job market. And for that, we have joining us today for Dialog TVS, we'll be joined by Chief Executive Officer of Scope, Mr. Joseph Lim. Welcome, Mr. Joseph.
And, thank you for having me.
Thank you for also spending your time with us on Dialog TVS. Now, let's get right into it, Joseph. Coming from the CEO of Scope itself, could you also, we have briefly introduced the GETS program. Now, from your words, what exactly is the GETS program and how does it transition to fill in the bridge the gap for Sarawak's economic transformation?
Okay. GETS program, GETS in short, stands for Graduate Enhancement Training Sarawak. The program has been in existence since 2019, all right? But then the program went through a revision, all right? We took an overhaul of the whole program. We revised it in 2023 and in the late 2023 to 2024. And we have the version now is called GETS WRP, Work Readiness Program. And it has been revised. And then the first cohort is actually in January, which was last month, basically. So GETS program, in short, basically equips the young graduates, or we call them graduates who just recently graduates from university, all right, with the skills, the work experience, right, and the exposure, all right, for them before they get, for them to bridge the gap between academia and the industry, basically. So we expose them to those three key areas that I mentioned just now, all right, to ensure that they are being able to find a permanent job in the industry, all right. So what we did was, is actually we give them a 3 months kind of soft skill training, all right, that covers social etiquettes, grooming, team building, communication, all right, business entrepreneurship, all right, and also the professional driven value to ensure that they understand what's integrity and things like that. So after completing that soft skills, basically 3 months, then they will then basically being placed into the industry for a period of 9 months. All right, so in total, the GETS program will run for 1 year, which is 12 months, 3 plus 9. That's how it works, correct. And then it's a state government, it's a Sarawak state government initiative. The interns will be paid 1,500 a month. Monthly allowance, all right, for 12 months, starting from the day they are being trained all the way up to the day where they finish their internship, all right. But we didn't put an exit clause in it to say that should they find a job within that 9 months, less than 9 months, basically, they can stop the program and then join the company, and then we can help more people, basically.
Correct.
So the 3 plus 9 is just on paper, all right, basically, so they can exit if they find a job within that 9 months and join the company, or if that company basically, manage or not manage, but basically, if that company are able to see the potential in that interns, in the GETS intern, and they can absorb them straight away as well. All right, so I think that 9 months is quite a good period. Because the normal probationary period that we get is about 6 months. So 9 months give us a very fair period of time for the employer to understand the employee, for the employee to understand the employer as well. So that how GETS program basically works.
Right. Joseph, so what differentiates a GETS WRP program with other training placement perhaps, and what are the benefits for those young graduates to join?
Okay. The significant differences in the GETS program is that apart from the soft skills that we mentioned earlier on, is that we have partners like jobstreet.com. All right, so we have partners like jobstreet.com comes on board. They basically creates the career hub for them to ask any questions related to employment, like am I an engineer? When I'm going to, an engineer without experience, what will be my starting salary? What will be the interview questions that my prospective employers will be asking me for an engineer position? So all this is in that career hub. They can ask any questions there. All right, and then on top of that, basically, they have a forum by jobstreet.com as well. All right, and then the community can help them to answer questions as well. All right, so there is no way that if they are not choosy, all right, there's no way that they couldn't find a job. But sometimes we can tend to be choosy. Right? We tend to look for jobs that we want, and then I can't do anything. We can't do anything on that basically. But given that kind of soft skill training, and then with that kind of exposure, all right, because on top of that soft skill training, like I mentioned, they will be also being exposed to all other engagements from the government agencies, from private agencies as well, private organization as well. So on top of that, we have JobStreet who's come on board. All right, so there's no doubt that if they just have if they are looking for a job, with all sincerity, they should be able to find one. But if they are choosy, and then what can we say, right? Yeah, correct. So that will be the significant difference, I think. All right, and on top of that, the on-the-job training of 9 months, I think that should be sufficient, more than sufficient, for them to basically, experience what they will be doing, once they finish the internship and there is a vacancy in that organization, they should be able to apply.
I believe so. The time frame that you mentioned is actually crucial, and that's the reason of the entire design of the GETS WRP program itself as well. And Joseph, I mean, you have mentioned earlier also, I mean, beyond technical skills, soft skills, and also real life work experience, coming from someone who has been experienced in the higher learning institution for over 2 decades, I mean, what exactly do employers, in your personal experience, seek and industries look for in fresh graduates, perhaps?
Okay, I mean, employers do basically set the criteria in terms of the paper qualification and the degree, But on top of that, I mean, the degree doesn't say all right? It doesn't say all, basically. So they look at your attitude, they look at your way you present yourself, all right? And then whether you're able to, when they ask you some questions and whatnot, are you able to answer the questions? All right, it can be some general knowledge. They ask you who is the president of United States of America, and then you don't know. All right, then something is wrong, right? So so those are some general knowledge and things like that. Yeah, but I think most importantly, what the employers are looking for is actually your attitude. All right, I mean the grade says something, but it doesn't say all. You can get someone with so very high grades and whatnot, but if that person doesn't have that attitude, doesn't have that resilience, doesn't have the adaptability, doesn't have that drive, right, and encouragement and so on, then it doesn't work as well. So it has to be, it has to be both in that sense. So what happened is that the university and the colleges, there's so much that they can do, all right, on the part to ensure that you graduate with a piece of qualification, your degree, basically, But and then outside that, you have to do it on your own. So we believe that the soft skill, so rather than us focusing on the academic, syllabus and whatnot for that 3 months, we don't do that anymore. So we basically give them that real life kind of exposure to ensure that, tell me something that I don't know, not that something from the textbook.
Understood.
Yeah, so that's what we did,
Right, Cheryl, attitude is really, really important, right? It's not something that you can learn from book. It has something that, it comes from yourself, from your own self.
Something that a graduate could actually just get from graduating on time as well.
And Joseph, currently there's an issue of mismatch of skills among our graduates here in Sarawak, and with new industries coming up. So how does this program intends to solve that issue?
Okay, I mean, as you know, Sarawak is going through a rapid transformation with post-COVID development strategy 2030. Where we are focusing on digital economy, renewable energy, smart agriculture, and things like that. And you name it, it's hydrogen and so forth and so on, and aerospace coming up and whatnot as well. Yeah, correct. So the part that we can actually do under GETS is actually to equip them with that soft skills, and then we'll place them into all these sectors basically, right? To ensure that those university graduates, they have a place in the industry. Yeah, correct. Rather than them not able to find jobs and then they remain unemployed, that kind of thing. So we work with the GLCs, we work with the government-linked companies, we work with the ministries, we work with the private sector as well. Of course, we work with all the other semi-government statutory bodies and so on as well. All right. So then they will come to us and tell us, this is the list, this is the field of studies of interns that we need. All right. So then we will try. So we play that role to match, all right, the interns into the respective organizations. But then again, at the point of completion of the soft skills training, this organization will come and interview them. All right, they will do the interview themselves to ensure that this is the candidate I want. So we give them that privilege to do so.
I see.
Yeah, and then they get to choose and so on. Yeah.
Looking ahead, I think you can see that with Sarawak, with a lot of emerging sectors, I believe new energy, renewables, semiconductor, and so forth. I mean, how do you envision Sarawak's workforce in perhaps the next 5 to 10 years, and hampering on GETS taking the step today to ensure a better future tomorrow?
Yeah, I think on that part, the university will have to play a big role to ensure that they, basically run programs and courses that what the emerging industries are looking for. All right, so that will be. But what GETS going to do is to ensure that you are good in academic, all right, but what we can actually do to reduce the unemployment part is to equip you with all that soft skills, to ensure that you will be hired in that sense, or you'll be at least considered as an intern for all these sectors. Yeah, correct.
Right. Now, before we part for Dialog TVS Plus for this episode, maybe what are your message to our graduates out there or to employers out there as well regarding this GETS program?
Okay, I think to the graduates, I wait no more because the opportunity is there. You don't get the opportunity all the time because the state government is willing to give you 1,500, that's minimum wage rate, all right, for you to come onto this program. So if you can't find a job in 6 months or 3 months down the road, do not wait and do not keep looking for vacancies and whatnot. There must be something that you need to breach, or there's something that you need to close the gap. All right, so sign up for the GETS program, see how we can help you with the soft skill training to ensure that you can be placed into the industry. For the employers, I think it's a golden opportunity. They get the interns for 9 months being paid by the Sarawak government. There's no way in the world that you can find such scheme, all right, available. So, and that 9 months is a fair period for the employers to really see the performance, can appraise the interns and see whether they want to be absorbed or, not in that sense. Yeah, correct.
All right. Thank you so much, Joseph. I mean, Douglas, we have delved through into the topic of Sarawak in its future-ready workforce as well. And I think from tinkering on what Joseph has also mentioned, that it's more between the relationship between employees and employers. His message to the future graduates out there, wait no more, and for employers as well, it's a golden opportunity. Now, thank you so much for spending time with us on Dialog TVS, Joseph, and that was it, Chief Executive Officer of Scope Sarawak. And that's all from me, Shal Chamato.
And I'm Douglas Elliott. Till then.